So I've been using the Retroid Pocket Mini V2 for a while now, and I gotta say, I love this thing. It's compact, it's tiny, feels really good in my hand. I love the way this feels. It's really ergonomic, surprisingly, even though it's super small. I would say more ergonomic than the Retroid Pocket 5. So like I say, it's small, it's compact, it's very portable, and it's deceptively powerful. This can play PS2, GameCube like a dream, but for today, I want to focus on PS1. So PS1 is, of course, one of my favorite consoles of all time, and I've been loving playing PS1 on the Retro Pocket Mini V2. Of course, you don't necessarily need the greatest chipset to play PS1. This has a Snapdragon 865, which is more than capable of playing PS1. So the RP Mini is going to be able to handle it no problem. Even more demanding games like Silent Hill 1, I don't know how easy it's going to be able to see this, but with the light on in Silent Hill 1, I'm at 230% when I'm using the max speed. That basically just means that at 100%, the game's running at the speed it should be running at. This 200% is what it's running at now when I'm maxing the system out. This basically just tells me that there's an extra 100% of overhead that can be utilized here. However, when I turn the light in this game off, you can see that's going to jump from 200 to about 1400. So with the light on, you can see that's the speed at which I'm spinning. And then with the light off, it's really dark. I'm not entirely sure that that's going to pick up, but I'm doing circles super quick here. And that's kind of just to show how much overhead there is in general circumstances. Silent Hill 1 is a pretty demanding game, particularly with, I think it's just the way the light works in the game. Whatever lighting or physics or whatever it is that's behind it. It really puts a strain on the system, and so that's why it affects it so much. So I figured we'd just test out a couple games, starting with Spyro. You'll have to forgive me, I'm playing through the camera, so this is going to be very interesting indeed. But same thing with Silent Hill. You can see that right now we're at 100%. If I really wanted to test the upper bounds of what this system would be capable of, I believe we're hitting like over 1000% now. So again, the RP Mini on standard settings would be able to handle basically 10 Spyros running at once. You can kind of think of it that way. Probably doesn't work out. It's most likely an oversimplification, but it's just one way to think about it. This is, by the way, stretched to fit the screen of the RP Mini. To be honest, I really don't think it looks that bad, particularly in PS1. You can even get away with it in PS2. And I also have the added flare. It's kind of difficult to tell, but I do have a CRT shader on this, which, if you are interested, you can... Oh, that is the wrong settings. You can go to post-processing and add shader. The shader I have currently is the second one, the Reshade CRT Lots 2, I believe. One of the things I did notice is that for PS1, under latency control in the system settings, I needed optimal frame pacing to be turned on, so that every now and then, just like a frame would dip one frame and then go above 100% speed, go below 100% speed. It was kind of an annoying experience and was very apparent to me. But now it's a silky smooth 30 FPS. And here's some Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, one of my favorite games as a kid. I'm not good at it at all, for sure, so you'll have to forgive me again for that. But it's a really good experience, especially on the RP Mini. It's super, super fun, especially playing it on a screen so small. You can see that the screen kind of looks like it's being warped, kind of like a CRT TV would be. That's the CRT shader at work. But really good experience with Tony Hawk. Perfect frames. Love this. And of course you have to try Spider-Man. This is Spider-Man 2, Enter Electro, one of my favorite games as a kid. Having replayed it now as an adult, it's definitely not as good as the first one, but it's okay. It's fine. This is one of those games, though, that I did notice that turning the system preferences, I'm trying to do this again through the screen, so you'll have to forgive me, but turning the system preference for CPU overclocking to be over 100 really helped in this case. I believe I put it at 200 for this game, and now it's a truly locked 30 FPS, which is perfect for the game. So definitely recommend playing this game. Definitely recommend playing it on this device. You can see that even extending the screen doesn't really affect the gameplay too much. It looks really good. I would definitely recommend it. The fourth game I would recommend, I don't necessarily know that this is a super well-known game, but I loved this game as a kid. This is the Bugs Bunny Lost in Time game. Really, really great game. Again, playing with cheats, but super fun to have revisited this whole game. I don't know if anybody's like me. When I was a kid, I never used to get through the stories. I would just play like a few levels over and over. So even this is the 1930s level. I've never seen this before, so it's like really cool to see like the other parts of the game I've never seen before, but also relive kind of the old memories that I have of it. But yeah, super great game, runs well, love it. A ton of overhead as well, 1,000% again. So it's kind of just the running theme for PS1. But yeah, like I say, really good game. I love this thing, and plays really well on this, especially just how portable it is, being able to take these games around with me. Super cool. And the last game I wanted to try was Resident Evil 2. Again, playing through the screen, and this is one of those sections in the beginning of the game where you just want to run past everybody, so this is a very strange experience trying to do it this way. But really great experience playing it on this, especially with the tank controls, because I don't know if anybody knows this. I'm sure most people have played this game at this point, but the way you control your character in this game is much different to how Resident Evil works now, in that you have to turn your body with right and left and then walk backwards and forwards. So having a D-pad for that is really comfortable, especially since it's on top and your thumbs basically just fall right where the D-pad and the face buttons are. If you tried doing this with a thumbstick, it's much more difficult to do. Here's a cutscene where you run to the gun store owner, but really great game, really fun to play on this device. I do have to do a whole run through where I get all the achievements. You can see the little achievement icons here. The CRT shader looks really good on this as well. So like I say, highly recommend playing this way. If the stretch doesn't bother you, then I would recommend playing it that way. But at least with the CRT shader, especially with the OLED screen, it's just something about it just really pops. I love the way it looks. So like I say, love this screen for PS1. I think the only downside to this entire device is that when you do launch a game, this is going to be potentially difficult to tell, but I'm standing up now just to showcase it, but that text is so tiny. And if you are a retro gamer, you're probably a little older, and so perhaps you might need your peepers when reading through text. But you can see even in achievements, this text compared to like an Odin 2, just a regular one, even the Odin 2 Mini, which I've been using, or the Odin 2 Portal. Of course, the Odin 2 Portal is just massive text, but it's a massive screen. This text is really tiny, so you kind of have to squint a little bit to read it. But aside from that, great experience playing PS1 on this. Definitely love this device for PS1. Absolutely would recommend it. So I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of just wanted an excuse to showcase those games. Those are some of my favorite games. If you've ever played them, I'd love to know. If not, and you want to try and pick them up, I would love to know if you enjoy them as much as I do. And I'd also like to know what games you would recommend I play, because I definitely have had a very narrow PS1 experience in my childhood. So I would really like to know if you have any PS1 recommendations. There's many games I haven't played. I haven't played Ape Escape. I've never played Chrono Trigger on the SNES, but the PS1 version as well. I've never played those games. I've never played Castlevania. So there's a lot of games that I have here that are just for revisiting things that I loved and also visiting things that I've missed. So in conclusion, this device is going to be able to handle PS1 very handedly. To be honest, any 4x3 content that you can throw at this in terms of emulation is going to be great. PS2 runs great. GameCube, runs great. PSP, it's a 16:9 system, so there's a little bit of friction there. But the RP Mini has basically just become my default PS1 machine. The biggest reason for that is how comfortable it is to hold, how cute the screen is. I don't know if that's a weird thing to say, but I just love the way it looks, and how easy it is to take a portable PS1 around with me. In addition to a Saturn, in addition to a Genesis, in addition to a Dreamcast, in addition to a Wii, in addition to all of these things. But the main use case I personally have for this is a PlayStation 1. But I'm curious what you think. Are you interested in picking one of these up? Do you already have one? If you're not interested in picking this up, do you have other systems that you're looking at, or do you own other systems that you currently enjoy PS1 on? Very curious to hear what your thoughts are. Feel free to leave a comment, a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.